So it's coming back right on this transition. Being right there. I have a feeling this is yeah, look at this, it's going to trade right through. As soon as we've got some volume on the other side of this, I wouldn't mind trying to trade this back into, look at that. All right, so we're through the VWAP. I mean, I'm just wondering if can we trade this all the way back into the lows. The market's moving really rapidly this morning, and when that happens, are we good and through the volume weighted average price? I don't want to jump the gun here. Let's let a little volume print below the VWAP. I don't want to jump the gun. This could hold, but I just don't see any. I think we maybe trade right back into this area, somewhere around 45, 41. What do we have back here? I don't know. Somewhere down on these lows. At minimum, we ought to be trading to here. Right, somewhere around 45. Ah, there we go. All right, so see how we've traded through the VWAP? Let's get this shifted over. Let's start looking for the short. We're through the VWAP. CWAP on this side is low. Small stop. Trading 63. Let's see if we get a good solid transition from one side to the other.
Order pending.
All right, so this will be, I'm going to get some lines on here so I can start thinking about where this ought to go to in case I can't get filled. Ought to be trading down to about there. This was the key transition. That's why I'm interested in shorting this here. See how we, if you remember from the last lesson, we had a profile there. So let's get this in front. And what we want to do is just try and short right up against this stuff. Sometimes it's not clear to you guys why, so I like to put the lines there. All right, so we've got volume all across here. That's a little bit diagonal. Right, so we want to make sure that we don't end up with the stop for this trade, the volume weighted average price, getting below, too far below this line, because that's really where we're looking for everything to come together.
Order filled.
All right, so we've got the fill. Let's get our risk to reward cooking fast here. The market's moving rapidly today, so that's all on the right. Look at that. Hey, I like it when a plan comes together. That almost never happens. It's exactly a 2-point stop, so everything's already in place. That means that this ought to automatically be set for 3. Yep. So we just need the 5. Okay, so this is the area that we were let's get ourselves situated first. But this is the area I was talking about based on the look at this, and this is right at the lows. So I don't know. We need to figure out whether, look, one way we can do it is move this one down a little bit, get better than 3-to-1, right? Because we're pretty far up above that. We could look at that as an option. Let's get this off of here. All right, let's see how well this matches up. Almost exactly the same, right? So the question is, can we go down to 45 instead of 46? Yeah, I don't see any reason why not. So we're going to make our target a little bit bigger than 3-to-1. Just based on what we see on the chart. And then we're going to keep improving our stop because otherwise we're not doing our job. So our 2-point stop is now
Target
down to
filled.
1.5. We're at the first target already. That stop just moved even closer. So now we're at 5 ticks. Look at this thing screaming. God, it's nice when the ES is moving. 4 ticks on the stop. When the market's moving fast, I don't have to edit the videos as much. You guys are probably used to it now, but every time there's a long silence with nothing going on, I have to clip either end of that segment and then speed it up so that we don't sit in silence for 10 minutes at a time. Otherwise, I have to keep talking, and I'm sure most of you are tired of hearing me talk. All right, we are 2 ticks worth of risk. We're almost at our better than 3-to-1 target, and then we've got 5-to-1 down below that I think conveniently comes in right across these little the whole low of the pre-market. So I don't want to move that at all. I think that's in a good place. All right, well, let's hope that we don't regret moving that target down a little bit. So far, all we've done is trade to it. But our stops at entry, so that's good. We are a good way from... here's what I'd like to see. I think if we can get another move down, we'll find a good transition point here to work off of so that we can jump our stop. I just don't think that... right now, I don't see a better place to have the stop. I think the VWAP is doing a good job with where it is on the stop, and we're coming back into the CWAP here. So if we can get another expansion down, I think this is the area we want to look at for moving the stop. You have to say that's pretty accurate. I mean, here we are, going off of these transitions that happened an hour ago, and we're spot on for where the market's going to hold.
Target filled.
All right, we do pick up the better than 3-to-1 target. So 5-to-1 down below, everything looking good here. My hope is that we can expand through this, and then we can sort of use this area as a new stop. One of the things we've done in other lessons is reset the origin of the profile. So if I move this over, we could start using the VWAP here. What you want to make sure if you ever do that is that, and I guess I better double check that there's so much stuff on the... Yeah, so you want to start with whatever the relevant high is, and you've got to make sure that you have not penetrated the volume weighted average price with volume clusters. So this, even though we poked through the VWAP, it's okay. As long as we don't have volume clusters that are resting on the other side of it. And this is where we think everything's going to hold, so I'm sort of hesitant to make a big stop move right now. Unless you just want to, protect. But ideally, we would expect the market to bounce or hold here. I guess we technically have. All right, let's bring the stop down. So now we're on the VWAP of the smaller swing. Okay, we're rocking and rolling, moving the stop in. We're just about there. Crushing it. Hit it.
Target
And
filled.
target filled. Okay, so that's another one, 5-to-1 return. I mean, it's sort of a made up number, right? It's sort of like my perfect target. I'd love to have bigger targets than that, but that's sort of what I can get out of the majority of, not even the majority. It would be wrong to say that. I would say the majority of the trades are going to go somewhere between that 2 and 3-to-1. But when you really get a good one and it goes 5-to-1, that to me is just lock it in, be happy. Don't. There's no need to be any greedier than that. Just let it work. So another great trade, and so things are moving quickly this morning. So we've got this great transition up, and then back down, almost a perfect, almost right back down to the lows. And really, the whole purpose of this was. The reason that we jumped into this was that we had broken the VWAP from this swing up. So we broke the VWAP here. This was the key transition that we had been looking at. Once we started printing volume below the VWAP and we pulled back into that same transition and the CWAP lines up there, it's sort of like a no-brainer. Like those are the ones that you can't pass up. And occasionally you're going to get stopped out on them, and that's fine as long as you're following a good set of rules that you do every single time. Why am I getting into this? What does it have to pass through? To me, that was just perfect. So I hope that's a good lesson for you guys.